Hello everybody, my name is Jason and I am an ISFP. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. So the title of this video is When an ISFP is Done With You. Now, I decided when I made this channel and when I started doing these videos that I was just going to totally throw myself under the bus. I'm not going to pull any punches. When there are things about me that are, I think, positive, I'll say them. And when there are things about me that maybe aren't so flattering, I'm going to say those too. Because if other ISFPs think and feel the same way, then I want them to know, hey, there's somebody else out there that relates to you. And if there are people who are not ISFPs who have ISFP loved ones or friends, and they can't quite figure out why on earth the ISFP is acting that way, I want to help other people understand why we ISFPs are this way. But as always, if you're an ISFP and you're watching this video, please comment and let me know if you can relate to what I'm saying. I apologize if there's a lot of vehicle noise. I've got the windows open because it's beautiful out and we live real close to a road. So a pretty main thoroughfare. So let me get started on this topic. When an ISFP is done with you. So ISFPs largely do not, at least I'm going to speak for myself and just kind of assume that a lot of ISFPs are going to relate to this. I don't hold grudges, okay? If you do something really hateful or horrible to me, I'll probably get angry. I may or may not confront you about it. I probably won't confront you about it. And if it's just a one-time thing that you did, or even if you do something pretty bad a couple times, I'll probably just get over it because eventually it'll be in the past and I live in the now. And so eventually I'll just be like, whatever. Yeah, that made me angry, but I'm past it. Okay. So if you do something that's really hateful or horrible, I probably will not cut you out of my life and I'll probably move on from that event and it'll be fine and we'll go on having a great relationship. Maybe we'll even talk about it and resolve it and maybe you'll apologize or whatever. That's fine. That'll all be in the past. But there are people in my life that I've cut out. I mean, they're not in my life anymore, or some of them are in my life, but I don't want them to be, but I have no choice. I haven't been able to cut them out of my life because of my relationship with them. It just isn't possible to remove those people. So what is it that will make me remove someone from my life? Well, really in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty simple. I like a pleasant environment. I do not want chaos in the sense of like physical environmental chaos around me. I don't want rudeness. I don't want people who are mean. I don't want people who talk hatefully to me or especially to other people. Sometimes I'm more concerned about how somebody treats other people than I am concerned about how they treat me. I don't want people who are horribly pessimistic, like everything that ever comes out of their mouth is negative and naysaying. I don't want people in my life who are so selfish that I can clearly see that they just walk on everyone else and they just don't care, or they're oblivious to the fact that they're being horrible and they just continue being horrible. So for me, I will bear with someone for a pretty long time and I probably won't say anything because I'm not really all that confrontational. I'm a little bit more confrontational now, as I'm older. I'm in my 40s now, and I've gotten to the point where I can be a little confrontational if I think it's the right thing to do. But as a general rule, I like peace. I like harmony. I like quiet. I like a very pleasant environment. I don't want to be the one who causes the environment to become unpleasant. And so if someone is just if someone's just kind of being hateful as a one-off kind of thing, then I will probably just get over it, and I won't confront them about it probably. And I also won't linger on it. I'll get over it. But if someone is mean to me or to other people, and then they're mean again the next time I'm around that person, and then they're mean again, and again and again and again and again, I'm going to realize very quickly that every time first of all, let me say this. Those people are going to put me in a bad mood. I'm going to hate being around them because they are making for an unpleasant environment. Or if that person is always pessimistic, every time anybody tries to say anything to this person, the person is like, here's a reason why something's bad. Oh, no, that's bad. Oh, this is bad over here. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You know, everything's bad. That's going to turn out bad. That's not good. Can't believe you like that. That's horrible. You know, this is terrible. When people are like that, I'm going to pick up on that, and I'm going to give them the opportunity to, you know, not be hateful, not be pessimistic. But if the next time I'm around them, they're hateful or pessimistic, and the next time I'm around them, and the next time around them, after, and on and on and on, I'm going to realize eventually that this person always puts me in a bad mood because this person always creates an unpleasant environment. And when someone is always creating an unpleasant environment, then it's an environment I don't want to be in. And so in that situation, I'm going to cut that person out of my life. I am going to go to crazy lengths if I have to never be around that person again, ever, if I can make it happen. And I'm not ashamed of that. I believe and I think that I will give someone the benefit of the doubt a lot of times, and I will bear with someone for a really long time. I can be very patient, but I can only handle you creating a horrible environment around me for so long before I just decide, you know what? I don't like the way I feel. I don't like the thoughts that I think. I don't like the person that I become when I'm around this guy over here or this gal over here. And so I'm just going to stop being around them. So I'll just give you some examples that I'm going to try to keep as vague as possible, just because I don't really want it to get tied back to any particular people. But once upon a time, I had a coworker that was just all pessimism all the time. Nothing could be said around this person without this person turning it into some sort of negative. This person was always on the opposite of the sunny side, always had something negative to say. And at this particular employer, it was like part-time, so I could kind of make my own schedule. And so I had to make my schedule completely around this person. I was just like, I can't work with this person because every time I'm around this person, it just puts me in such a horrible mood because this person is always always has something bad to say, always has something negative to say, always sees the bad in everything. And that made for such an unpleasant environment that I found myself angry. I found myself just, I couldn't take it. I could not stand to be around this person. And so I just had to be like, I can't work with this person at all, ever. And since I had the freedom to sort of say, this is when I'm available to work because it was a part-time job, I just only made myself available to work at times when I knew this person wouldn't be working because I couldn't stand to be around this person. In other situations, there are people in my life who I can't always get away from, but they're so either like unreasonable in their expectations of everyone around them or so demanding that they always have to get their own way, and they can be so mean and hateful to other people when they don't get their way that I just don't want to be around them. And I have no problem going out of my way, doing everything that I can possibly do to the degree that it's within my ability to make it happen. I will do whatever I need to do to just completely avoid this person, completely cut them out. Now, I'm not telling these people this. I don't want the confrontation, and honestly, call this maybe a little bit of a pessimistic side in me. I don't see much hope that they're going to realize that they're like this and change, okay? So, I mean, some of you out there might be like, oh, this person's horrible. I should confront them about that and maybe help them to see that they're, being so selfish or mean or whatever. I'm not going to do that. So if you're an ISF or if you know an ISFP And all of a sudden that ISFP just won't talk to you, or just seems like they're constantly away from you. Now keep in mind, ISFPs are great disappearing artists. Sometimes I can disappear for a long period of time because I just don't want to be around people, or I just need to be alone. I just need to get away from certain situations, and I'll just get away. That's not necessarily because of any one person. So if you have an ISFP in your life and it seems like they vanished on you, that doesn't necessarily mean they've cut you out of their life. It could just be that they just needed to disappear, because ISFPs, sometimes we just need to disappear. We need to disappear into our rooms, or we need to disappear off into another state for a while. It's a weird thing that we do, but I've heard it from, I've read that other ISFPs are this way, and I know I'm big time this way. When I need to be alone, I just need to be alone. Or when I need to be out of a particular social group for a while, I just need to be out of it, and I'll just vanish for a while. And then all of a sudden I'll come back. And a lot of times I'll come back like nothing ever happened, which is probably very confusing to people. So I'm not talking about that situation. So if your ISFP friend has disappeared from you, they may not be cutting you out of their life. They may just have gone into one of these weird, I have to be alone for a day, a week, a month, 6 months, a year, who knows how long, we're crazy. But it could be that I don't know how else to say this. It could be that you're just intolerable, honestly, for an ISFP. I'm not saying that that's the case. But when a person is intolerable, I'm not going to confront them. I'm not going to try to change them. I don't really hold out much hope that I can change that person. I don't see any value in the confrontation. I don't see any reason to try to have that big blow up moment, or to talk to them and be like, hey, why are you like this? You're so horrible, right? I'm just going to be like, okay, every time I'm around this person, they put me in a bad mood. I hate the way my environment is when this person is a part of it. So I'm just going to go out of my way to not have this person in my life. I'm going to cut this person out, and I'll do whatever I have to do. Change my schedule? Fine. Don't go places I used to go? That's no problem. I don't care. Don't do the things that I used to do? Whatever. Doesn't matter to me. If that's what it's going to take to cut this person out of my life, it's fine. I can even remember an instance going all the way back to, I think it was high school, or I think it was just out of high school, where I had this friend that I used to do a lot of stuff with, and he was just not a nice guy. I don't know how else to say it. A lot of times he was just kind of rude, and we did a lot of things together, and I just started doing the same stuff but with other friends, and I just didn't want to be around him. It's as simple as that. I wasn't going to confront him. I wasn't going to say, hey, why you got to be like this, man? You're really not very nice. I just didn't want to be around the person. Didn't like the way he made me feel. Didn't like my environment when he was there. So I just stopped. And so that's how I am. So if you don't want to be cut out of an ISFP's life, I would say don't always be a naysayer, don't always be pessimistic, and don't be mean. Because those are probably the biggest reasons that I'm going to cut somebody out. They're always a jerk to people, me or other people, I don't care. Either way, they're always pessimistic, always a downer, or I draw a blank. I'm sorry. My mind just went. But anyway, when somebody is like that, they make my environment cruddy. They make me feel horrible. I don't want to be around them. And if they're like that all the time, I'm going to eventually come to that conclusion where I just label this person, mean guy or pessimistic person or selfish person who's always walking on other people to get whatever they want. And I'm just going to be like, gone. I'm done with you. So anyway, that is why I cut people out of my life. It's all about the way they make me feel or the way they treat other people, or whether or not they're always, pessimistic and always looking on the negative side of everything. And when that happens, I'm just going to find ways to completely avoid them, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. And I don't feel bad about it. I'll be honest with you. Don't feel the least bit bad about it. I don't want to be made to feel the way those people make me feel, or the way that I feel when I see them treating other people badly, or the way that I feel when they're always saying hateful things or bad things or always looking on the downside. And so I'm just going to avoid them, and I'll avoid them for the rest of my life if I can. And it's fine. I don't mind one bit. So if you're an ISFP, let me know if you relate to this, if you do the same thing, and if you do it for the same reasons. If you have an ISFP in your life, I hope you find this helpful. Check with them. Let them watch it. See if they agree. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Maybe this is just me. Maybe it's not all ISFPs, but I have a feeling it probably is to a large degree. Please do hit the like button if you found this useful, helpful, entertaining, interesting, and do subscribe. That would be awesome. I just hit 50 subscribers, which was really cool, and I'd like to see that number keep on going up, of course. So thank you so much to all of you subscribers out there. I really appreciate it. Also, I really want your comments. ISFPs, let me know if you relate. Non-ISFPs, let me know if this was helpful to you. Thank you so much, and have yourself an awesome day. Bye now.